Hey everybody, I just want to get right into it today and show you all the discounts and income, but first we'll go to this graph that we've all been seeing a lot of, and this is the discounts versus the income, and we saw this big downtrend in the discounts throughout the last 6 months, and it was in the support level of around here, which is somewhere below $10 million, and what we just saw with the Black Friday sales is this thing has now exploded to the $50 million range. Now, I've been telling you to stack your cash this whole time because this is the event that I was expecting to happen, is we'd get close to the holidays and they'd give you a bunch of discounts that make you want to spend a bunch of money, but now you don't have the money to spend, so how do you get it? You buy a bunch of shark cards. And this is how Rockstar makes money, is they put you in these positions where you feel like that's something that you might want to do. And plus we also have the DLC coming along, so you're going to be even more out of pocket when that time comes to get the stuff for the DLC. Now, if we're lucky, we'll see some double money in the near future, but this is probably the cycle that's going to continue for the next couple months, is that we're all going to not really have a lot of ways to make money, and there's going to be a lot of stuff we're going to want to buy. And then from this, a new trend that has emerged is a higher peak than what we saw in the last summer, which is consistent with the 2 peaks prior to this. And what I think this represents is the slow devaluation of GTA 5 itself. Anyway, let's get into the deals. The first on the list is the Luxor Deluxe, coming in at $3 million for a gold airplane. You know, when gold's on sale, it's a good idea to buy it. Now, this is the most useless thing in the game, but you can drink champagne at the back, so who would complain about that? Now, the Swift Deluxe is also one of my favorite helicopters because you can drink champagne in the back and you can call it from the casino or the Maze Bank, whichever place that you happen to own. And the price for this helicopter right now is pretty cheap, but you're pretty much just paying for the champagne because right now the Swift is on sale for $450,000 and it has all of the same features except the champagne. This goes for the Swift Flying Bravo as well. It's only $30,000 more at $480,000. And then the same thing for the plain Luxor. It's only $487,000, but you don't get the champagne. And these things spawn everywhere, so why buy it anyway? And then there's the Deves 8, which is a great car for doing land races because it is one of the fastest cars in the game. Now, just a reminder, if you bought this full price recently, you might be able to get a rebate on it by going to Los Santos Customs and selling it and then rebuying it, but you might want to do the math first to make sure that you're going to profit. Now, next up is the SCRAMJET. I think this is definitely one of the more fun cars in the game. It's really random whenever you hit the booster, and it leads to a lot of fun adventures, in my opinion. Then we have the Shotaro, which is the Tron bike, and this is a really fast accelerating bike. And then the STROMBERG, which has a machine gun, missiles, and you can take it underwater because it's a submarine, which is actually a better submarine than the other one because you can fit 2 people in it. Now, the RLINER 2000 is one of the most expensive weaponized vehicles in the game. You can launch missiles, and it's got a parachute, so there's plenty of fun to be had in it. And you can launch a mission from your CEO menu that will be able to pay you money whenever you feel like doing the mission. Then the RM-10 Bombushka, which is just a giant plane, and it has a back door that can open up and you can drive vehicles inside of it. I've for sure seen 2 vehicles in the back, so it's big. Then the B-11 Strike Force. Now this is a really resilient plane. Like, you can crash this thing and get shot at and it will take most of the hits. Now, one thing people really love about it is the gun because it is designed after the A-10, which is basically a flying gun, and that's what the B-11 is. But you can also drop bombs, so it's definitely loaded. Then we have the Terrobyte, which is 70% off, as well as all of the interior customizations that you can do to it, like the tint, the decal, the turret station or the drone station, weaponized workshop, all 70% off. Now, the most important one is the specialized workshop, because that is where you can customize the Mark II, which is also 70% off. Now, this is a little unfortunate because of the griefers, but the Mark II is also a money-grinding vehicle, and so this combination between the Terrobyte and the Mark II might be the best way to spend any money that you have, for these discounts anyway. However, my personal favorite is the original Oppressor, the Mark I. It's only $1.3 million right now. This isn't going to be nearly as good as combat as the Mark II because you have to be flying and you need speed to fly in this. It can't just hover. But it is, in my opinion, probably the funnest vehicle to own in the game. One of the funniest things is when people steal this bike from me and they drive it down the street and they're dead within 30 seconds, because this thing does take a reasonable amount of skill to fly. I mean, can you imagine if this thing was real? This would probably be the most terrifying thing that you could ever own. Right here I had a B11 trying to lock onto me. Now, one cool thing about the Mark 1 in combat is it has the most unpredictable flight patterns out of anything in the game, but it's still not a match for a Mark 2. But either way, I had to return the favor because I don't shoot you unless you shoot me, but if you shoot me, then you're gonna die. Anyway, that's it for the Black Friday deals. Now, remember, most of these are just to get you to spend your money, but there are a few useful ones that can help you make money, so choose wisely. But if you have the money to get something entertaining, I definitely recommend the Mark 1. But whatever the case, don't forget that the DLC is right around the corner, so take that into consideration, and just remember that Rockstar had this event planned for months in the making, and they just want everybody to buy shark cards. So that's it for now. I will see you next time.